Trey, another good shooting night for you. What do you make of it? What did Colorado show you defensively, and how are you guys able to kind of exploit that?
I mean, they're a very physical team. One of the most physical teams in the Pac-12. So, I mean, they, standard defense, regular defense. They wanted to kind of deny the ball everywhere, not let us catch it in our spots. And our goal was just pretty much just to, drive the ball, take advantage of their lack of size and lack of experience, and use that against them.
Tyrique, at your position this time last year, there was kind of a rotating cast of guys starting, and the minutes were kind of, there wasn't really necessarily a set plan there, but the position group has been so strong between yourself, Sean, and Karam, if you want to add him in there. What would you attribute that to, the change over the last 12 months?
We just all play hard in practice. I feel like I start the game off because I bring energy. Not saying the other guys don't, but like I said, we just play hard in practice.
Trey, the last few games, getting off to fast starts, you've outscored your opponents in the first 5 minutes, 40-21, I think. Is that by design, where you're making a concerted effort to really get off to a fast start? Is that just kind of the way the games have flowed?
I think it's just a matter of both. Teams we played recently, they like to get up and down too, and that's our style of play. And we realized that the week before we played Baylor and Cincinnati, they kind of played zone coverage, so we couldn't really push like we wanted it to, and so we just trying to get back and put a point of emphasis on that.
For either of you guys, these couple, or I guess Wisconsin, Colorado, Baylor, and Cincinnati, all have kind of been revenge games. Wisconsin not necessarily last year. We talked a little bit about it before the game, but how did that all impact the last, the schedule you've had this far?
I mean, coming into this year, we knew we were going to have a pretty good schedule, and we knew that some of the teams on that schedule we had lost to, and so we kind of circled those on our calendars because those were our get-back games, and I'm proud of our team just to fight through these past couple of weeks playing good competitive teams, and not letting any of the games, any of the players get into their heads. And fortunately, it's done us wonders, and we've been able to, get those wins that we dropped last year.
Tyrique, kind of building on the question you were asked before, a lot of players have their biggest growth between their freshman and sophomore seasons. What has your biggest growth been since last year, would you say?
Just being patient when I get the ball in the post. Even on defense, when we go through scout, knowing what moves the players are going to make, and like I said on offense, just being patient and them instilling confidence in me. That's been a big growth for me.
And you've been able to stay on the court longer because you've had fewer fouls. How has your defense changed since last year?
Just staying solid. Just staying solid.
Trey, you had another big game today, so did JP. JP had been quiet the last two games offensively. Did you think that he was kind of due a breakout game offensively?
Yeah, I mean, as far as scoring goes, I would say he's been quiet, but he's still been a threat. He's still been a big value to our team, despite him not, scoring the way he should have, should be scoring. But tonight, I think was a good start for him just to get that feeling back and get back into the rhythm of things. Hopefully from here on out, he can play at that level. But regardless of whether he scores or not, he's always going to bring some type of value to the team.
Trey, when you sat in this position last year with losing to these different teams, it was a different experience going into conference play. How do you take it now that you're on the winning end of things? You're number 2 in the country in scoring and field goal percentage. How do you take all that going forward?
It's easy just because I've been on both sides. My freshman and junior year has kind of been like, we've been struggling. I kind of had a year of struggles, and then my sophomore year was, we rarely ran into any problems. So I feel like the biggest thing is just not to get complacent. We make sure that our practices are still competitive, bringing that same energy that we brought in from day one. And that's the biggest thing. I feel like, we tend sometimes, or just teams, they're on cloud 9 and they tend to get complacent. And that's what comes back and bites them in the butt. So we just try to make sure that we don't really get complacent and just play every day like we usually play.
Ty, fans have coined the phrase "revenge tour." Is that something you guys talk about Is that something, I don't know, how prevalent is that on your minds when you go into these get-back games like Trey was talking about?
Oh, it's fun. Just knowing that they got us when we went to their place. That was different at Centos, so it's just fun to get them back.
Trevon, Jeff asked about the quick starts you guys have had and you specifically shooting the ball. How important has Quentin Gooden been to that, not just in terms of getting into the lane looking for his shot, but setting you guys up and putting the ball in the right spots when he passes it to you?
Oh, he's been vital. I mean, he's the one that makes everything go, just him being the point guard. And, you know, just being able to read the defense. He's so athletic and so quick. He can get into the lane pretty much at his leisure. And, you know, his biggest thing is just to be able to read the defense. I think last year he was more, you know, making sure guys got in their spots, got the ball. But this year he's kind of added, you know, his offensive ability, you know, being able to score a lot more than he did last year. And so when you are the biggest threat like that going to the rim, it opens up, you know, the shooters, and I feel like he's done a good job getting it to the right people.
Thanks, man.